search for the reason why.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Revival League lower bracket quarterfinals. My name is Retro, and here we have quite a fantastic game going on between Lumina Gaming and Voltage. This is the final chance for both of these teams. They have to win tonight, or they're out of the competition. I do believe that they can still compete for fifth place, but they cannot compete for any higher than that. And the first map that we have ahead of us will be Oregon. Some bands have already come out here from Voltage. They are defending first, so they get to ban first. Thatcher is off the board first and foremost. Unsurprising, really. It's a really common sight to see Thatcher get banned right away on Oregon, followed by a Nook ban from Lumina. A very, very strong operator. She has a really, really high ban percentage so far in the playoffs. Upwards of 70%. It's a very, very high percentage ban. So, yeah, she is not very well liked, or maybe it's the fact that she is liked too much that earns her all of these bans every time. Followed by a Cade ban from Lumina. Of course, Cade can make attacking very difficult, especially without Thatcher on the board. But he can especially make the basement site, which is already very difficult to attack, he can make it that much harder. And finished off the bans with a Mira is Voltage. They are going to be defending the kids' dorms site first. It is the upper floor site, which is quite an unusual site. Typically, teams will go for that basement defense first.
Defenders, protect your bombs
because that is the most difficult site to attack. Therefore, the easiest site to defend for most teams. But
attackers have located the bomb.
they are choosing to go upstairs instead. And I'm very interested to see what they've got in store for us, why they've chosen to go upstairs first over the basement site, which does tend to be the most favored site.
10 seconds left.
They're bringing a pretty standard lineup here, of course, that shield inside of trophy to contest the attack inside of bedroom. I'd be even going for a cheeky spawn peek as a cross baby. That could net a very early kill for Voltage. It also could net Lumina a very early kill. Already a flash getting wasted inside of spawn. I think that might have been a misclick from somebody from Toxink to be exact. But yeah, the rest of this lineup is rounded off nicely with that smoke, of course, to hold off the attackers for as long as possible. The Melusi, again, to hold up as long as possible, to slow them down, but also to give up a sound cue. Those Banshees are very loud. You can hear them from half a map away, and Mac might be the first one to fall here as he is getting aimed out inside of the tower, and they clear him out pretty quickly. That's all of those Kiba barriers gone, and although a minute has been wasted, it's not quite enough. Zet gets downed as well as he drops down onto the stairs. I'm not sure if that was Didaka with the SMG-11 doing damage, or Zet had just fallen from the upper floor. Stroof does pick up another kill, bringing the advantage back to Lumina as Zet gets finished off by a smoke canister inside of those stairs. And this is where we're going to see Lumina slow it down a little bit and stall. A cross baby with a crazy flank here could pull something off. Does a lot of damage onto Ultra, but is not enough to finish him off. A cross baby now coming off worse out of that gunfight. And of course now they know exactly where he is, so they are going to be wary of him. Ultra inside of the pit could actually be in a great position here as Tuxing picks up Mr. Gunter as well. Pre-fires onto that table to pick off the Daka, and it's all down to a cross baby now as that plant is going down inside of sight. That's exactly where one of them is. We'll try to go for a kill with those impact grenades. Doesn't pick up anything. And there goes Toxic with the final kill of the round to pick up the first round for Lumina Gaming. A great beginning to this matchup for Lumina. As they win, what I would assume is then Voltage's primary sightseeing is that's where they went first. I don't know if they were just trying to maybe throw him off a little bit, but definitely losing Azami that early on, and then also having that attic wall open for so long, and not being able to get it reinforced caused a lot of issues there for
Attackers need to locate
Voltage. But they are going downstairs now, and they are bringing quite a strong lineup, of course. That Jaeger smoke set up inside of Elbow. They're bringing the Solus to deny as much information as possible, which will be really, really good, considering that Ultra is bringing that 0 quite consistently so far. Also bringing the Oryx, who I presume will be roaming alongside across maybe the Solus, and then bringing the Goyo for good measure when it comes to slowing down the push, and of course doing a little bit of chip damage in the
10
process.
seconds to go. 5 seconds remaining.
And here we go. The round has begun. We do see Mr. Gunter setting up upstairs inside of kitchen with quite a lot of rotation points, but the attack doesn't seem to be coming for him at all at this time. It does look like it might even be a rush straight into Elbow. Zet is contesting into Mr. Matmac, but the rest of the attack is coming into Blue, and there goes Didaka falling down just as Matmac picks up one kill. They're just rushing straight into sight. Another one goes down. There goes one more from Noisy. Toxic now on a sliver of HP. Scroof on very low HP as well. Toxic now in a 1 versus 4 with about 5 HP, less maybe. Wasting that final Dokebi called Diffuser in no man's land, or rather the Diffuser is in control of Voltage Gaming. They will be pulling back. They did lose their smoke, but they still have 4 more bodies. And a very significant HP advantage here against Toxic, who, with a minute and 40 seconds left to go, has quite a challenge ahead of him. Mr. Gunter, unprepared for the gunfight, does lose his life there, and that will allow Toxic to hack these cameras and gain a little bit more information onto the positioning of these defenders. They can hear him as well above them, running around inside of meeting, and he's still having to check a lot of these angles that the defenders aren't even at. But of course, they don't have any information. He still has a drone in pocket. He could drone this up, but he's just going to be face checking instead. Noisy with a very long angle. Isn't actually sure that he's coming Freezer, but now he is as he hears him come down those stairs. Oh, maybe not. And there goes. He sees him, and Noisy to pick up the final kill and to win this round for Voltage Gaming. That was a bit unfortunate. It was a rush gone bad. I think losing the floors, I think that was Zet on those back stairs. And then also taking a lot of damage, pretty much the entire remaining attackers from those Vulcan canisters definitely, cut that rush in the bud. Definitely got that rush in the butt and didn't allow Lumina to gain the advantage that they could have.
Attackers need to locate
We do have to point out the fact that Lumina are playing with quite a few subs this time. It's a completely different stack to the one that we saw play earlier on in the tournament. We've got Tuxing subbing in, we've got Stroop subbing in, and we've got Ultra subbing in. So the only 2 core players are Maggie and Zet, but only really Zet. So that could be a little bit why they decided to go for a rush. It's like you know, let's just try. You know, if it works, they're up 2 rounds, and if it doesn't, well, you know, we're playing with 3 subs. It's the best that we can do.
5 seconds to go.
So this should be you know, Voltage should be in quite a bit of an advantage here, having their entire roster here, and Across Baby will, wow, that was some hardcore parkour skills. Across Baby will deploy those Kiba berries inside of T3, but will drop away and leave Mac to contest that push. Of course, Mac this time will be playing as the Warden, which will allow him to survive against those Candelas that Across Baby was not able to survive against last time. Or no, it was actually Across Baby who was in that 1 versus 4. And a lot of these drones are already spotting out the attackers or the defenders. The Ying push will come again, but this time it will come from the big window, which means that the Warden is nowhere to be found. Hidaka doing a lot of damage. Mr. Gunter to follow up, to pick up that first kill onto the 0. But it's Toxink and Zet both picking up some more. It's that Ying rush really working out in their favor right now. Zet picks up 1. Across Baby on very low HP. There goes Mr. Gunter. That's a 3k here for Zet. Across Baby picks up 1, but that grenade will deter him. 1 is down. The diffuser is in the hands of Maggie, so they could go for a plant here, especially with that smoke cover not allowing Across Baby to do anything. They will go for the res first. Across Baby on very low HP pushes up White, and it's Truth to pick up the kill, and 1 more round goes to Lumina Gaming. I think this is definitely the case of we don't have our entire roster here, so let's just rush and try to get as many rounds as we can, which is it turns out to be a very, very good strat, because they are attacking, and so far they have advantage on the attacking side on Oregon, which tends to be quite a lot less favored compared to, of course, the defensive side, which tends to be the most favored. Oregon is one of the most defender-sided maps in the league as well, with something like 57% defender win rate, or win percentage rather. So them picking up rounds on the attacking side is really, really good, and it bodes well for them when they get to their defensive side, because of course it makes it easier. But yeah, Voltage should not be struggling this much. They're going back for the 3rd time to dorms.
10 seconds left.
Which they failed to defend now twice. They got a little bit closer this time, and they had the right idea with the Warden. However, the Warden was nowhere to be found at the time of the rush. And of course, when those Candelas were on off. Across Baby testing maybe a spawn peak. Unfortunately, nobody's anywhere near him. And I think Noisy could also be coming for a spawn peak, or maybe cheeky run out onto that garage push. He will be doing... It could get dicey here for Noisy. That Yana clone will spot out Noisy, so he will have to drop away all the way inside of basement. Cross Baby has dropped away into security as well, and for as long as he is, for as long as he remains undroned, that is really, really good. That attic wall gets opened up as well, so the push will be coming from that side as well as this front side. Maggie is on the lookout for a jump out, and I think that this could be the fall of Across Baby, should he decide to go for that run out. Mag is trying to contest the push from attic. That smoke babe gets shot out as the Daka waits a little bit too long to deploy it, and there goes Mac dying to a very, very perfectly cooked grenade from Zet. Gunter picks up Ultra. I'm not really even sure how. There goes the refrag. There goes another. Lumina, the Zet absolutely popping off. Gets caught on the reload. There goes another. Not injure for Didaka. Noisy does pick him off, finish him off though. But Oh, there goes a shotgun kill from the Daka, and suddenly Voltage Gaming are finally in an advantageous position, but they are quite a bit low on HP. So is Stroof now as he picks up Noisy and gets shot in the back by Didaka. Didaka, no smoke babes left in pocket. Very limited information as well for both of these teams. But of course, Stroof does have the advantage of being Yana and being able to drone for free, but that diffuser is still an addict, which means that Didaka does have control over it. A pre-fires through the wall, doesn't get him. There goes the pistol, but it's the shotgun at close range that wins the round for Voltage. And a round that was looking all Lumina finally goes to Voltage. Great job from Voltage to hold on and to get another round in. Well, this is a real matchup. That's for sure. I really did not see this coming. It is really something. I thought maybe Voltage were going to be taking the advantage early on, seeing as they are the defensive team, and then maybe it would be a big swing on the half when we switch, of course, and then it would be Lumina getting a lot of rounds. But this, a back and forth, tussle like this between these two teams, especially with Lumina just rushing or attempting to rush almost every round. It's really interesting. I think there's a lot of that of Lumina, are playing with half of their roster, so they're just trying to get anything together, and it's working. So, they're not really gonna stop.
Attackers are moving out to locate a bomb and defuse it.
And I don't really know what to think of it. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know what to think of it. It's a peculiar situation to be in. But Voltage did go downstairs again. Their defense is quite spread out, and Ultra could be the first bird to fall here if he does not drone up these stairs. He of course does. Good thinking there and good droning. But, of course, Mac, even if he doesn't pick up a kill, he is still wasting time, because for as long as they are forced to drone him, they cannot push and they cannot achieve what they want to achieve. I don't even know how, but Zed picks up a kill onto Mr. Gunter through the wall inside of Attic, and there goes the first pick to Lumina again. Mr. Mac just narrowly avoiding death there through those barrel doors. A minute gone, and there goes the refrag from Hidaka onto Stroof. There goes the Iana and all of her clones with her. There goes Maggie picking up her first kill, or their first kill, onto Noisy. Ultra, the next pillar to fall down to a crossbaby. They know exactly where he is inside a kitchen. Very low HP now. Will be staying put as that line scan comes out. Mac holding a tight angle onto, first and foremost, that Goyo canister, but also just waiting for Maggie to push in, should they do that. And Lumina have stalled again. They are still trying to clear out a lot of this utility, trying to find out any information at all onto the positioning of Voltage. Toxic with the diffuser in hand will be making their way down these back stairs, joining Zet inside a small box as well. All of these smoke canisters are gone. They still have a C4 in hand in pocket from Mac, and the C4 will be going out. It will pick up the planter. There goes the diffuser down inside of sight, and it's Maggie and Zed both to pick up a piece. They're going to be trying to go for the plant again. A crossbaby on the flank. Can't get anything done, and it's Lumina to pick up another round and put themselves at least on an even split so far in this half. The rushing seems to be working. is all I can say. It definitely seems to be working. I'm not even sure how to cast this because this doesn't even feel like I'm casting a
Attackers need to
competitive
locate
league
too many
anymore. This
bombs to
feels
make
like an off-brand ranked game. Because I don't know if you guys could hear that on stream, but as I said that, the producer Happy said skull emoji. And I couldn't agree more. This is a very much a skull emoji moment right now. Because although Voltage are playing the typical, or at least bringing the typical setups, you know, with that E-box wall being open and the Jaeger smoke set up in elbow and, you know, roaming with the Solus and Oryx, you know, none of these are, you know, things that you don't see. Like, that's a very default thing from competitive leagues. And then there's just Lumina playing ranked. And then that forces Voltage to adapt to it. And they're also playing ranked. And it's really not something I expected to see tonight. And I'm not sure how to cast this, but I'll do my best. Here we go. The attack is starting to come from the attic side again. A lot of these drones are on these back stairs, and Across Baby could be in a really good position here as they are the Solus. They spot them out, has to drop away again. This time, no wall bang from Zet, who, might I add, while we're at it, is already on 10 kills, which, I mean, sure, why not? Across Baby, chancing it again, pushing into this, spots out the punch hole, narrowly avoids death there. There goes Toxin falling down to Mr. Gunter, and Across Baby with a brilliant pre-fire onto that punch hole to get rid of Zet. Finally, another domino to fall will be Maggie, as it's all down to Shroof and Ultra to try and win this round out. Across Baby pushes into those vertical angles. Dies, gets straight at it immediately. It's all down to Shroof, does a lot of damage onto Mr. Gunter, but takes just as much. Mr. Gunter will be falling back and away. Those small canisters going off inside of Zulu to hold off the push. And the diffuser is... where is it? I don't know. But it's not in the hands of Shroof, which means that they will have to go for the kills. Oh my goodness. It is all the way down inside of stage. So this will have to be a 4K of Shroof's lifetime. Which is really exactly what you want when this is your first game in the tournament. And there goes an ADS swallowing up that grenade. There goes the first kill. 45 seconds left to go. Will be trying to go for the diffuser. Shoots out that cam so they know that they're there. And nope, the diffuser is still out of sight, out of mind. That barricade will be a very big sound cue and also will be giving away the position of Shroof. Another smoke canister will be getting popped on those stairs. Oh, I think it got shot midair. Great shot there. Oh, nope, there it is. Shroof does pick up another, but there's gonna be very limited time, and there's a shotgun staring right at them when they push through the laundry door. The smoke dissipates. There goes the little sprint, a little pre-fire. 1v2, Banshee going off, and there goes the shotgun from close range. Another one for Dodaka, and another one for Voltage to finish up this half. You know, well, great job from Voltage to hold on to that, to not allow Lumina to have an advantageous position inside of this half. And equalizing the score line. I do believe Lumina will be going down into laundry first. Oh, nope, never mind. As the stream refreshes, they will be going to kids' dorms, which, again, despite it being not typically a primary site, both of these teams have picked onto that site first. Which is, it's rather peculiar. But what I'm more interested in is whether defense has the same loss rate on this site
10 seconds left before insertion.
as they had in the first half. That's what I'm wondering.
Think of the magnet as your lucky charm. Magnet ready.
Attackers must locate and defuse a bomb.
New feed up.
The attack has already commenced through the garage and up the main stairs, I believe. The orcs could be causing trouble for Frost Baby, who will be trying to push out those white stairs. A run out from Zet does a lot of damage onto Noisy, not enough to kill him. Across Baby, Mr. Gunter picking up few kills for themselves. Maggie pushes down the white stairs to pick up Across Baby at least, but it's all down to Maggie and Ultra. Ultra with only 2 of those canisters left in pocket. That wall will be getting opened up as well. A lot of vertical damage being done onto those floorboards from below. Those frag grenades, of course, from Mac and Mr. Gunter. Maggie getting a little bit too aggressive, does get shut down by Mr. Gunter on top of white stairs, and it's all down to Ultra now. No smoke babes left in pocket. They have some information about the positioning of these attackers, but it might be a little bit too late. Does a lot of damage onto Mac, but receives just as much. There goes Mr. Gunter, the next one to fall. Ultra on about 20 HP to try and contest 3 attackers. 2 of them are very low on HP, so this is not actually that impossible, but it's Noisy to pick up a kill and pick up the round for Voltage Gaming, their first attacking round. And yeah, by the looks of it, this site, despite it being primary pick for both of these teams, has an awful defensive win rate. Lower than I think we're even used to. Typically, you know, this will be the secondary site pick, but it will still be one. Typically, where teams will lose it will be on the tertiary site pick, which is typically the meeting site, but sometimes people do go for dining. But this is just something new.
Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs.
And I'm not really sure how to feel about it. It's you know, I guess one of those days when the map is just not how it is statistically. You know, it's the outliers, statistical outliers. Every map has them, and there goes a drone, gets lost inside of garage. Do the Mozzie. I don't think that Lumina, that Zet, took ownership of the drone with the
5 seconds left.
pest, but definitely did shoot it, I believe.
Attacker's objective is to locate a bomb and defuse it.
Or maybe not. Oh, and a Swampy attempt will be coming up from Zet. This is... Oh, and it will be getting countered immediately from Across Baby. I don't know if maybe that drone was still inside the garage and they spotted him out. That is very, very likely. But I don't know. They could have just pre-fired it. They could have just known. Which is also a possibility. And the top fragger for Lumina is down quite early on. Again, Lumina playing ranked. There will be a rush coming down onto the main stairs. Oh, and it's a bit of a whiff from Mr. Gunther through the wall. Does get killed by Stroof. It's a refrag from Maggie onto Mac. Smell canister will be coming out onto that wall, and I'm amazed that Ultra just survived that. That frag grenade landed right beneath him, but I think it was the it landed just a touch too far east, and that's what saved him. But Mr. Gunter is the next one to fall down, and there goes another equalizer from Lumina to try and hold on to this round. Toxic in a rat position, gets one, gets two, and it's all down to Didaka, the Twitch, DMR in hand, diffuser down inside of the closet. Those smoke babes coming out to deny as much of this entry as possible, and of course to waste as much time as possible. Cannot quite pre-fire Ultra, and there goes another round for Lumina. These teams are just back and forth. It's interesting to say the least. I think, and from my notes, yeah. So, a theme that is very common at the moment for these two teams
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused by attackers.
is that if they pick up the first kill, they
Attackers
will
have
win
located
the
bomb.
round. Which is, it's not really unusual. It tends to be quite common in Siege that, you know, oh, you pick up the first kill, you have that momentum, you have that, you know, initial advantage, you tend to win the round. It tends to be a very, very high likelihood of victory once you've picked up that first kill. That's why it's so important. That's why that statistic is so important. You know, the entry kill death ratio and just generally entry kills are very, very high value statistic. But I've never seen it quite like this, where it was Lumina with the first kill, they won the round. Then it was Voltage, then it was Lumina, then it was Voltage, then it was Lumina, then it was Voltage, and there goes a rush with the Blitz that I even didn't realize even happened. They do get a refrag, and they get another, but so many more kills are happening, and it's a 2 versus 3. As that rush seems to still be working, those Kiba barriers are denying quite a bit of that push, and the diffuser will get lost inside of Elbow. But they have information onto Maggie, not quite enough, though. Noisy looks the wrong way, and the round is over just as it began. I didn't spot that blitz pick at all, and it turned out to be quite crucial. I was still looking at my notes, talking about how they're just back and forth every single time, you know. But this is, what is this? Please, someone tell me, what is this? Because I don't know. But there goes. I think that is the first time that we've had a first pick,
Attackers need to locate
and then
defuse
the round doesn't go to that team. And finally, we see a tertiary site. As Lumina are the first team to win 2 rounds in a row. They are going to be going for the meeting kitchen
Attackers
defense.
discovered the location of a bomb.
And so far, I don't see any indicators of a rush coming from Voltage, but, you know, there's still 15 seconds left for them to pick up a Blitz or a Monty or something.
10 seconds remaining.
Oh,
5 seconds.
apparently somebody has a drone skin on their drone, which, of course, for those who are unfamiliar, is illegal in competitive play. So, I'm not sure what the decision will be to deal with this, should it be so. I think that they're just going to let that drone get shot and not interrupt the gameplay. As the attack is commencing onto the top floor, and 2 picks very, very early on. I'm not even sure where Mac died, but Zet picks up one inside of the tower. There goes another one. Noisy disconnected. I'm not sure if that was because of the drone skin or what, but there we go. Across space. Oh, I think, yeah, that was, they weren't shooting the drone, they were shooting the player. Wait, no, because Mac was the first one to die. I am so confused right now. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Across baby, wasting time inside of the top tower, of course, just letting the team discuss, but also allowing his teammate to reconnect without having to waste even more time in this game. unless a miracle happens here for Crossbaby, or unless Lumina get seriously reckless, it's looking like another round for Lumina. So I think we could comfortably say that this will be a match point round here for Lumina. But I wouldn't even call it, necessarily a win for them after that match point, because we've seen these teams go back and forth quite a lot. There goes Noisy. Noisy is back. Crossbaby picks up a kill onto Maggie, and there is a mute inside of the tower. That is Toxink to pick up the final kill of the round and end it for us here in round 10? Yeah. Yeah. Maggie is on top of the leaderboard, ahead of their teammates who are on 10 and 12 kills, respectively. Maggie, of course, on 9, but that, it just goes to show that there are things that are more important in Siege than kills. There's all sorts of stuff, like plants going down and deploying utility, and if they're playing Solus, shooting drones. Every time you scan something with Solus, you get like 10 or 15 points. So just scan the same drone enough, and you'll get quite a lot of points. I think that the rush may be over. That the rushing, side of things may be done for this game, because I don't see anything really indicating a rush on Voltage. And they weren't rushing last time. They just sort of lost people very early on. And yeah, it looks like that was that might have been a bit of a forfeit round there from Voltage, considering that they were using an illegal skin. But I'm not 100% sure on the rules of that, so I don't know if it's a 100% across the board all thing. But as I say, there's gonna be no rush. Crossbaby rushes and gets a kill onto Struve. That is a very good opener. There goes another 2K so far for Crossbaby. 40 seconds left there, round gone. Mr. Gunter gets down to a Capcan trap down below. I was gonna say is in a retrievable position, but there goes Maggie to finish off that kill, rotating right back. While Noisy picks up a kill onto Zet, and there goes Noisy onto Ultra as well. Maggie picks up 1, picks up 2. This is a winnable situation here for Maggie, especially when the diffuser is now cold on the ground. Knows there's going to be one in Attic. That's going to be the Maverick of Didaka. Maggie in a good position here to hopefully win this round. Didaka and Matmac both with no information available. Didaka still has a drone alive, but it's quite far, so they're going to have to waste a little bit of time. They're going to be doing just that. That was the flank drone on the backstairs area. And of course, Maggie, being the Solus, knows that they are being droned and knows that they have been mis-droned. So this could be the play here from Maggie, but Matmac heard them push into Attic, and there goes Matmac with the kill. And there goes another round for Voltage Gaming. 6-5. We are definitely seeing all 12 rounds of regulation. But this could be the overtime round as well, especially as we see Lumina go down to basement. The last time that Voltage attacked this, they picked a Blitz, a Ying, and a Lion and tried to rush. And it didn't really work. But it could work now should they decide to do that, which it doesn't look like they are, so I don't think that they are. And Lumina's still sticking with the standard defense with the smoke and Jaeger instead of elbow, and of course the Kiba barriers to boot inside of
10
pillar.
seconds remaining.
I really do apologize
5
for
seconds left.
my casting at the moment,
Objective is to
because
locate a bomb and defuse.
that first half really confused me, and it got me out of my funk a little bit. So this
Secure active. Looking for
is it's a really interesting game, and I'm really happy to have been allowed the privilege to cast this very, very entertaining exchanging of rounds between these two teams. Although, something that I've not pointed out, and that is that this is, I think, the first time that we are seeing all 12 rounds of regulation in the first map in the entire playoffs so far. Don't hold me to that. I might be wrong, but I don't think I am. I think that this is the first time that we're seeing all 12 rounds of regulation in the first map, and Zet could be in a power position here inside of the tall tower. But of course, that Dukebi call will make that a little bit harder to hold on to. A minute is already gone. They do have that Jackal, so they could still discover Zet up there and get the kill. And there goes the kill from a Crossbaby onto Zet. Crossbaby now crossing that double-digit mark kills-wise as well. But that was really, really good time wasting there from Zet, as 90 seconds are already gone for Voltage, and they're going to have to try to get that hatch open and try to get this push happen for Voltage, as Zet disappointed about the fact that they used 2 roam clears to clear him out of that position. And I think that part of this push could also be coming into Freezer. Yep. As Toxic gets rid of a Crossbaby, I think that was on the bottom of Laundry Stairs. It's a bit of a rat position. The hatch will be getting opened up above Toxic as well, so he will have to push away from there. And with 40 seconds left to go, Voltage are going to have to push straight into side to try and get something done. All 3 smoke babes are still in pocket for Ultra, so this really could be anyone's game here. Not anyone's game, but this really could end it all here for Lumina. Mr. Gunter pushing it through that smoke, and it is Maggie, the Azami, from behind that little Kiva barrier, leaving Noisy all to themselves as Matt goes down as well.
5 seconds left.
Noisy picks up one, could maybe have picked up another, but it wouldn't have been enough anyway, and there goes Lumina to finish off this game, or this map. 7-5. We've had Oregon, and what an Oregon it has been. Lumina Gaming with 3 subs brought us quite a lot of entertainment, and that you can't really put a price on. But we'll be taking a short break, and when we come back, we'll be seeing Border for the first time in the playoffs. Stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Here I am again, floating through the silence in my cold skin. My body is wearing thin. My fears tell me I'll never win. My body is wearing thin. And there's darkness here. The whole world I fear. In my room I seem to drown. But I won't let them take me down. I won't let them take me down. I won't let them take me down, down, down. I'll rise and I'll fall again, fighting off the violence in my cold skin. My body is wearing thin. My fears tell me I'll never win. My body is wearing thin. And there's darkness here. The whole world I fear. In my room I seem to drown. But I won't let them take me down. I won't let them take me down. I won't let them take me down, down, down.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Revival League lower bracket quarterfinals. My name is Retro, and we have apparently a ranked game with a twist here from Lumina Gaming and Voltage Gaming, or at least that's what it was on Oregon. If you're just joining us and you missed the first map that went 7-5 to Lumina, please go back and watch it later when the VOD's up. It was a lot of fun. It was really a lot of fun. It was a great it was a great map. And I truly hope that set the pace for the entirety of this matchup, because I really would love to see another fun map like that here on Border. It does put the competitive integrity into question a little bit, but we're not gonna think about that for the time being. Yeah, it was a very chaotic map. I think a lot of that came down from the fact that Lumina Gaming are playing with 3 subs, and are probably feeling, what have we got to lose? Type of situation where it's like, let's just try anything, and if it works, well, we're winning, and if it doesn't, well, what can you do? And it worked. It worked for them, very much so. They had 3 people on double digits. They won the map. So I really am not. I don't think that they are going to be too concerned with how that went. While I was talking, the map bans have hello. The operator bans have come out from both teams. It's Dokebi, Thatcher, Mira, and Jaeger. The Dokebi band doesn't surprise me at all. It's she's a very well-rounded operator. She's got that DMR for long-range fights. She can bring the SMG-12 for close range, or she can bring the Con 6 for more burn utility. She's got those impact TMPs, or if you don't want the impact TMPs, you could also bring the smoke grenades. Very, very good operator, very strong operator. And not surprising of a ban at all. I think the Jaeger ban, and also I think that the Dokebi ban might be coming out as a bit of a target ban against Voltage, because they were getting a lot of phone calls in the previous map, and I do think that they are a little bit annoyed about that.
10 seconds.
But anyhow, the Jaeger ban is a bit peculiar. Not so much that it's a bad ban, because it definitely isn't. Jaeger's a very, very good operator, but just that it's not quite common. Although this is, I think, the 3rd or 4th time that he's got banned. And Lumina are continuing their very, very aggressive playstyle. We have Zet trying to get a spawn peek in. It's a cross baby that wins that gunfight, however. And Toxink already wasting one of those yokais to try and spot out the attackers to aid in that spawn peek. But we also see Struth playing very aggressively on this CC side as well. So Lumina are just keeping with this very, very aggressive playstyle that won them the map last time around, and that they are very clearly hoping will help again. Mac finds the kill with a frag grenade. It's a very, very common spot 2 grenade from below. So I'm not sure if that was just a habitual grenade from below from Mac, or if that was an info grenade. Maggie picks up 1. And that's Across Baby and Noisy both down. So that's IQ gone from the side of Voltage. And of course, with both a Neko, whose one drone might still be alive, and this Valkyrie losing the IQ that early on could really be detrimental, especially with that diffuser being down now on the top of these stairs, with Maggie holding on to it with their life. Didaka does throw down an air jab to try and prevent potential run out. But with about 60 seconds to go for Voltage and no diffuser in hand in a 3v3 stalemate, this could be trouble. Mr. Gunter picks up a kill onto Toxink, and this could be the end that they needed. But there's still so much work to do if they want to win this round, and Maggie in a power position could be the deciding factor on whether this works out for them or not. Mr. Gunter chancing it up those stairs, decides against it, and it will be Mac in the next engagement against Maggie on these E stairs. I don't think he's even aware of her presence. And oh my god, what a flick there from Mac to get Maggie off the board, and it's all down to Ultra as the diffuser is now in the hands of Voltage, and it will be Voltage to pick up the final kill and to pick up the round, despite the Kapkan traps from Zet picking up a kill from beyond the grave. And the first round is up and away, and Voltage have won the first round on the second map. It's a bit of a turnaround from the first round on the previous map where they lost it despite defending a primary site. That then continued to have a very, very bad win rate for the defense every time that it was brought. But here we are going back upstairs, our Lumina, and I don't even know if the aggression will end with that round. They are bringing the Maestro, which is quite an interesting pick. It's another one of those picks that it's not a bad pick. Quite the contrary, it's a very, very good pick. It's just not in the typical border lineup. But of course, because of that, that could be what catches Voltage off guard, and Pepe will win them the round in the end.
New camera feed running.
And that camera will die very early on. There goes Maggie now trying to go for a spawn peek. It does quite a lot of damage onto Gunter, but not enough to finish them off. Pulls back and away all the way to site. As I said, the aggression will not stop for Lumina Gaming. They will just continue and continue until they are really punished for it, which they were punished for it last time, but I think they still have quite a bit of confidence left. A grenade through that little dome on top of Opus doesn't catch anybody. And the east wall is being opened up, of course, this time with Noisy still alive. Their hard breacher, they are able to actually push into site. Although they did end up needing to push into site last time around, as they managed to win it anyway. And these Valkyrie cameras, despite the IQ, are doing quite a lot of damage for Voltage, even if they are not aware of it. There goes a cross, baby. That IQ is gone, which means that all of those Valkyrie cameras are here to stay for at least a little while longer. Noisy picks up a kill onto Toxic. There goes that Maestro. I think maybe it was getting a little bit aggressive onto them. That would be my guess. Maybe it was trying to... Oh, no, it was the wall was open. They opened up the wall, found an angle, and got rid of him. More of that wall is getting opened up. Mac finds Set down below. That's the Solus gone. And now in a 3 versus 4 and a flank attempt for Maggie. 60 seconds left to go for Lumina to try and hold on to this site. The plant is going down. Screw finds Mac. C4 does not find the planter. Neither does that smoke babe, really. And Maggie still on that flank. In fact, goes out onto Gunter. Stroop still whiffing, and it's the Daka to double up and get that kill. Maggie does pick up one on the flank, and it's going to be all down to Ultra as Maggie does get down on that flank with just a little bit onto the head of, I think that would have been Gunter there. There goes a kill onto Noisy, and this is actually now winnable for Mr. Gunter, for Maggie, or Ultra. Was that Ultra? Yes, I think so. But it's Mr. Gunter to pick up the final kill and bring another round on the board for Voltage. This is really interesting because defense doesn't seem to be winning. Of course, it is Lumina being very aggressive and playing the same site for third time in a row. But Border has some of the highest defensive win percentage in the league. It's at 62%. The only map that beats it is Theme Park with 63.6, and Theme Park has been played way less, almost half
Attackers have located the bomb.
of the amount of time. So the border is arguably the most defensive-sided map in the league, and we don't see that at all here. Of course, a lot of that is, again, due to Lumina being very aggressive and very reckless with the way that they are playing.
Go.
But still, they shouldn't be losing their primary site pick
Out to defuse the bomb.
twice in a row. And again, Zet still trying to go for this spawn peak, and they are ready for it again. That Valkyrie camera will come out again. Those drones will be probably spawning out the defenders. There goes the down onto a crossbaby, and there goes the finish as well. That's the Ash gone, and that probably is getting the blood going quite fast here for Zet. Mr. Gunter trying to contest as well. There goes Zet through the wall to pick up Mr. Matmac. Does get finally traded out by Mr. Gunter, but not before doing quite a lot of damage and taking care of the other set of nades at the attack's disposal. Maggie doing probably just a few warning shots there onto Mr. Gunter and forcing him to be aware of somebody's presence on metal stairs, forcing him away from throwing that second grenade, forcing him away from droning, and of course stalling out even more. That second grenade does go out. It doesn't find anybody. Doesn't even find a little bit of damage. And now with limited utility, it's all down to Voltage to try and win this round.
Device planted.
Foxing still with these echo drones. Did that drone get shot, or did it die because it was out of the map bounds? I don't know. I think it probably got shot, and it was just the graphic of when it got shot. But those cams will be spotting out these remaining attackers in their attempt to push for the site. The smoke babes will be holding them off for a little while longer as well. Still 2 left in pocket for Ultra. There goes a flash grenade. I think that does flash out Ultra, but unless they push, it's not going to find anybody. It's Maggie prepared for Mr. Gunter, and the plant is going down into default position. Didaka picks up 1, gets traded out, and Lumina put themselves on the board in round 3. Yeah, these teams are just keeping alive. Get the first pick, win the round, because so far it's ran true for these two teams on both maps so far. And again, as I said it before, that does tend to be the usual way that things go in Siege. You get the first pick, and then you have the advantage. You have probably a little bit more confidence. Especially if it was a roamer, that obviously clears you up a lot of time, because you're not forced to drone out the entire map to find them. You're not wasting your time trying to kill them. But I've never seen it ring true this much. The way that it has ran true for these two teams. And is that because why not? There's never enough aggression, I guess. Gets onto the cab, which cab does tend to be quite a peculiar pick for a lot of teams. I think the smaller the map, the worse that she is. And I feel like Border is one of those, like, not necessarily small maps, but it is very mid-sized. It's not very large. A map where you can really get away with it and really do a lot of damage with her is on a big map like Villa or Cafe. Those are, I feel like, best maps for Cav, because if you get spotted out in the prep phase, you could waste the entire time. And already, right off the bat, Iana and Lion are out. Mr. Gunther on a cross baby from a run-up from Shroof. They do trade him out, but not before the damage has already been done.
Not so clever now.
While I was rambling on about Cav, who Lumina, I believe, who Voltage, I believe, are aware of her presence, but are they aware of her positioning at this time? I guess we'll have to find out. And a lot of these cameras are also spawning out. The default cameras are spawning out the attackers as well, allowing Zet a potential kill here. It's a claymore from Noisy to pick off the Cav. Ah, my lord! I don't even know how that was possible. Ultra getting challenged onto from these vertical angles.
Attackers have located a bomb.
Zet blames Maggie. I say blame Zet for picking Cav in the first place. But also for not seeing the claymore. I think maybe because Maggie was on the cams and was like, oh, why didn't... Or because Maggie is the Solus, rather, so why didn't Maggie spot out the claymore? But, you know, Zet, buddy, you also have eyes. You also could have seen it. I will give him the lighting in that... in that little room is quite scuffed, so that could have distracted him a little bit, but still, that's something to blame your teammates for. And there goes Noisy with another kill. This time it will be with bullets to get Ultra off the board. That's the mute, and a C4 gone. Toxic in quite an aggressive position. It's Maggie to pick up the next kill. To Noisy, that's the diffuser down temporarily, and of course the hard breach gone as well. There goes Maggie with a pre-fire to get rid of the Daka. Mamak inside of sight, picks off one, still has one left to go.
10 seconds left.
Maggie versus Mac, and it will be Maggie to pick off the final kill and win another round for Lumina. I don't know what's happening. I thought, you know, after the Oregon game, after the Oregon map and how that went, that we would get a semi-normal default standard game. But we aren't. That's not at all what we are getting. So I hope that you're enjoying this. I'm enjoying this. I'm still just confused on how to cast this, because I've casted casual games before. I've never casted a competitive casual game before. And there is no other way that I could describe what I'm seeing. But round number 5 is a go. And Lumina will be defending the vents and workshop site. They brought the pulse, which is a very standard pick for any of the sites on this map, really, but especially those bottom sites. Oh, a bit of a cheeky Capcan trap placement. Those Capcan traps, of course, get almost blended into that doorway because of the way that it's designed or whatever. I've died to that so many times because they pretty much get blended in, but it's a cross baby with the Brava to take control of those Capcan traps, and these could kill Zet, which will be very funny if that happens. They do spot out the Brava. They know that they have a Brava. They spot out the Clutch drone, I apologize. They know that they have a Brava. So that should give Zet a little bit information into what's going on, but Zet taking a lot of damage from the window, I do believe, through the wall as well. There goes a cross baby to take care of Zet. And, well, no one will be more disappointed than I am at the fact that Zet now doesn't have a chance to die to the Capcan traps, and despite looking for them, Mr. Gunther and a cross baby both get downed to the same Capcan traps. There go so many more kills as Struth picks up one, or finishes off one, and C4 picks up another. 2 versus 4 now with Diffuser in No Man's Land. Mr. Mac does pick up Ultra, but gets immediately traded out, and there goes Struth as well, downed inside of Armory. Will be getting finished off here by Dodaka. It's a 1 versus 2, full HP for Dodaka to try and clutch this round. Still has to go for the Diffuser.
Attackers recovered the diffuser.
Has Diffuser in hand. No C4, no impact grenades in pocket for the defense. Both of the defenders still in sight. And of course this is Buck, so he could do a lot of damage vertically. Could open up a lot of angles, could make them a little bit uncomfortable. Flashes out, doesn't drop. And there goes a kill from the vertical angles onto Maggie, and suddenly we find ourselves in a 1 versus 1. From those vertical angles, pulls up the shotgun as Toxic, and a HV advantage is the Daka. Flashing out this hatch, will not be going for the hatch drop, will be going for the stairs instead, and it's Toxic read him perfectly to win another round for Lumina Gaming. And there goes the first time that the pattern has been broken of pick up the first kill, win the round. It was Voltage to pick up the first kill, and it was Lumina to win the round. So, there we go. Round number 6. They will be going back to Armory and Lockers, which they lost 3. They lost it twice. They played it 3 times. They lost it twice. They're going back up there, as of course they cannot go to bathroom or workshop as they lost those, and Customs is the least favorite site for most teams. I want to say I don't think Lumina even have a strat set for that, but considering that they're playing with 3 subs, it's questionable how many strats they really have under their belt, which is, again, probably why they are being so aggressive and why they are doing all of these seemingly silly plays, is because they don't really have that synergy and that, you know, written down step by step exactly the strat that they need. So they're just, you know,
5 seconds remaining.
playing it as best as they can and hoping that it works, and
Attackers objective.
my god, it's working. So is that making sure to take care of a lot of these drones as well at the very beginning of the round. That's 4 drones gone for Voltage. A lot of that information denied right off the bat, and will be a Iana clone coming into jail to spot out Zet. There goes the spotting out. Has to dip away. Oh, that could have been really bad there. And it dips straight back in. There goes a crossbaby with a kill through the wall from bottom of metal stairs, and just whizzes past straight down to the E stairs to take care of as much utility as possible. Struth taking a lot of damage inside of CCTV as well, pulling back all the way to site, and with a minute gone, Voltage have most of the map control. Of course, they still have to get into sight, but most of the rest of the map is theirs, which of course will make the attack that much easier.
Deploying drone.
90 seconds left to go. 5 versus 4. Still droning out a lot, getting those live pings. Maggie's the next one to go from Gunter from below through the hatch. And there goes a counter angle from Toxic to get rid of Mr. Gunter and bring the numbers just a little bit
Perimeter
closer.
defense active.
60 seconds left to go. That wall cannot get opened up at this time as they have mute jammers on it. I think that's Shroof inside of Armory behind that bookshelf.
Setting up a breaching sequence.
Yep. And there goes Noisy with a kill onto Ultra. There goes the smoke. All of those Toxic babes gone. Now only one C4 in the hands of Toxic, but he's getting spotted out. Gets a kill onto Mac, and there goes Shrew from inside of Armory to pick up one more, but they now know where he is. Shrew downed, Shrew finished off, and it's all up to Toxic. C4 goes out, doesn't pick up anybody. He gets caught by the air jab, and they know exactly where he is. The plant will be going down by Noisy. There goes that drone as well, spotting him out. Undoubtedly, at the very least, a sound cue has to shoot out both the drone and the air jab, and it's the Daka to win the gunfight and to win the round to end this half at 3-3 for everyone. As we see the side switch and Lumina now attacking. I'm going to gander a guess that they will be rushing, especially with the Jaeger ban. I feel like that's a very likely possibility for them. Should they do that? Should they switch off to flash grenades or onto Ying? I do believe that Voltage will be prepared for it, seeing as they have the Warden picked onto and locked. They are going for the Armory defense first.
Attackers have discovered the location of a bomb.
And that site is falling out of favor for a lot of teams. A lot of teams are starting to prefer bathroom tellers over it. There was a time about a year or two ago when it was Vent's Workshop, then it came right back to Armory, and now it's becoming bathroom tellers. And a lot of the times when a site falls out of favor, despite being a primary site for a long time, is that there are so many strats on it. Across maybe trying to go for a spawn peek, getting already denied. That does a little bit of chip damage onto Toxic, isn't able to quite finish that off. Had that been a headshot, there goes the opening pick for Voltage. But luckily for Lumina, that was not a kill, and that was, however, was that on the window? Yeah, that was on the window. Zet tried to get up close to the window, but was met with a shotgun from Didaka to effectively end his life. Maggie bringing the Blackbeard. Of course, the Blackbeard can help you survive one more headshot, which in the highest echelon of Siege, which we are currently observing, is very crucial. Although maybe not that useful, as Maggie does get downed. Cross maybe tried to go for a run out. It was unsuccessful. Well, it was successful in the way of doing a lot of damage onto Maggie and allowing only one bullet to get them downed. But it was not enough to get the kill. So that is the second whiff from across Fabier, the second incomplete spawn peek / run out. Mac now locked inside of CCTV, will have to hold off for their left, but of course those Kiva barriers will hold them secure for at least a little bit longer. 70 seconds to go for Lumina, and they don't really have much control established. It will be Gunter trying to go for a flank, but Shroof reads it, gets that kill, and equalizes the man count yet again. Mac still inside of CCTV. Across baby gets downed to a push inside of office. Mamak now droned out. There goes a kill, another shotgun kill from the Daka to kill Stroof. Toxic now downed, and Ultra and Maggie both from very low HP are going to have to contest against this. Noisy picks up one, and it's the Daka with another shotgun kill to pick up the final one. And to put Voltage Gaming back into the driver's seat here in round 7. Their first defensive round was won. Which is also breaking the pattern that we've had so far.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused by attackers.
Game wants a third map.
Bomb located by attackers.
I want a third map. I would really love to see a third map. We haven't had a lot of map 3s so far in this tournament. We've only had one. It was Arctic Wolves versus Firebird. And that was some game. That truly was some game. So I would love to see map 3, even though wait, no, it's Cafe, right? Not Chalet. Yeah, Cafe is supposed to be the third map, so I would really love to see it. We haven't had much of Cafe either. It's been picked as the third map pretty much every single time, but we just never get to it. We've only had it the one time, and it was the one time that it was that it got to 3 maps, that it got to map 3. So I would love to see it, especially if it keeps on being this casual competitive gameplay that we've seen so far. And this really looks like a recipe for a rush. They have the Finka, they have the Ash, they have the Yana, they have the Buck, and there goes the first skill set, taking care of a cross baby very, very quickly. Still has another one to contest with upstairs. That drone gets shot out, gives away the position. That will be Mr. Gunter trying to roam as well. Goes right back to top middle. Those beepers will be giving away the position. How was that not a headshot? What? Misses Zet's head by millimeters. And has to pull away very, very early on. I actually didn't point out the fact that Cross People was playing Doc, so that's, you know, an HP advantage gone, and, you know, Doc can survive a lot of gunfights. A lot more gunfights than the average operator can. Can also pick up their teammates as well. The attack onto top floor or onto the vertical has commenced. Noisy trying to counter those vertical angles with vertical from below. There goes the Daka dying to the vertical angles again, trying to contest them from below. It doesn't tend to be a successful endeavor, but sometimes it is, and Noisy proved that it can be. Taking care of Ultra. That's the Hibana gone, not before those hatches get opened up, and there goes Mr. Gunter with a kill of their own to equalize the man count yet again. 2 defenders inside of customs, although that will be Mr. Gunter going up through the hatch to potentially flank. The plant is going down inside of sight. I'm not sure if Lumina are aware of this, or if, well, I'm sure that Lumina are aware of that. I meant if Voltage are aware of it, they definitely are now, as the plant does go down. 3k here for Mr. Gunter. Toxic does get 1. Nearly picks up a second, can't quite finish them off, and there goes a double kill for Matt Mac as Mr. Gunter picks up the diffuser. And picks up another round for Voltage. Quite an extensive lead now, putting themselves a step away from match point as well. And that will be another outlier of the rule that you win. Oh, I guess at this point, with this many outliers, I'm not sure if it's really even a rule anymore. It's just a statistic. But I guess I just wanted to be cool and make it seem like it's for every time, but it isn't. Anyhow, round 9
Protect your bombs
is
from being
ahead of us.
defused by attackers.
Could potentially be the penultimate round of the game, of the map. You never know.
Attackers have located a bomb.
Reinforced walls.
Voltage have decided to defend the workshop events site. Of course, having won both of their primary picks, the armory and the bathroom site, they are having to choose one of the tertiary sites, and they've decided that for them that will be workshop. Again, as I already spoke
10
about,
seconds left.
customs tends to be no one's favorite.
5 seconds left.
Just because of the way that it tends to play out. And also a lot of teams don't really have that many strats laid out for it. And ones that they do are probably quite difficult to pull off considering how many entry points there are into that site. The attack has already begun. It does look like it's going to be a pinch push, which means that it would be pushing from the south and the north side, meet in the middle, and kill anybody in between, which in this case would be Mr. Mac and Mr. Gunter, for playing in CCTV and Office, respectively. Is that already in top of East stairs? There goes across baby upstairs as well. And a C4 from the Daka picks up a kill onto Ultra, gets traded out immediately with a grenade onto Mamak from Stroof. There goes the Azami dead inside of CCTV. Mr. Gunter picks up Stroof. That's a trade. And it's a 4v3. Make that 4v2 for Voltage Gaming, as only about a minute goes by at that point. Now we've got about 90 seconds left to go, and it's a 2v3 as Lumina do pick up one more kill.
Attackers have recovered
The
their
diffuser will be back in control of Lumina.
The attackers bomb diffuser
There goes
has been
Maggie
dropped.
getting downed from, I believe, the vertical angles. No more C4 left for Voltage to finish off this
Get back up.
downed player.
Attackers recovered the bomb diffuser.
I think that's a cross baby still on the roam, who could be a potential threat to Maggie and Zet.
Throwing grenade.
Grenade goes out to open up the hatch. That is a cross baby inside of customs, and this could all be over right here. If Zet is not careful, Zet completely unaware of a cross baby's presence. Oh, it's a Capcan trap from a cross baby that takes care of Zet, and it's all down to Maggie. Can't quite get the kill onto Noisy, and Voltage Gaming put themselves on match point. What? What was that? Bit of a visual glitch there. Yeah. Timeout. Oh, the glorious timeout. I had completely forgotten about timeouts even existing in this matchup, considering that it had felt like a ranked game that ran on a little bit too long. And of course, you cannot have timeouts in ranked. So, oh, wow. Didaka owned 13 kills. And I am sure that at least half of those are with, let's say, a shotgun. So, that's terrifying. But yeah, I think this was a really good time for Lumina to call a timeout. I hope that it's a serious timeout to actually discuss something and it isn't just them laughing. Which of course that can also be a good thing, for morale and for just vibes. Sometimes all you need really is to just have fun in the game. What? All right. Well, um, yeah, that, yeah. Anyhow, I don't really even know how to should I address that? Probably not. I won't. Um, yeah, sometimes you just need to have a laugh. Especially when the game is going this way. And Lumina, they're probably quite a lot confident. They've got a map under their belt. They're going to Cafe. Cafe is a considerably stronger map for them than Border is.
Locate and defuse
But still, I hope that timeout was serious for both teams. Although I say that. And they're bringing Maru. Maru has the diffuser. They're picking off the IQ onto the Ash. They have a Capitão, they have a Finca, and they have a Lion. Ladies and gentlemen, this will be a rush. And it might be a rush for the ages. Get your fingers ready to clip this, as I'm sure that it will be quite fun. Mr. Matmac will be going for an early runout / spawn peek from the CCTV door, which he's probably not even aware that he doesn't need to do that because they will be running out on themselves as they are just going to be rushing straight into sight. I hope that at least a little bit of drone work will be done before that Amaru with the diffuser goes into the sandwich window. Of course, Noisy with the Warden could also put a stop to this, as they do have 6 flashes and 2 smoke grenades, and also the Capitão bolts. But yes, the Warden could put a stop to all of this, and it's Noisy with the first kill. Noisy with the first 2. Zet does finally get the trade onto Noisy, but not before getting traded, or right before getting traded out. And it's all down to Shroof now, the Finca. So at least there's going to be a lot of HP to go, but it's Matt Mac to get the final kill of the round, of the map, but not of the match. I've loved this so far. I've really truly been enjoying this quite a lot. I'm still just confused as to how to cast this. I hope that none of you are disappointed in me with the way that I've been casting this. I don't think that me trying to cast this any more professionally than I am would lead us to anywhere good. But anyhow, the match is not over. These two teams will be battling it out for the advancement throughout the rest of the tournament. In Cafe, at Cafe, on Cafe. It will be Cafe. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Revival League lower bracket quarterfinals. My name is Retro, and we are heading into the third and final map of tonight's matchup between Lumina Gaming and Voltage Gaming. So far, it has been an absolute blast observing these two teams. There's been a lot of really silly plays coming up from both teams. Primarily driven by Lumina Gaming, who started with their shenanigans all the way back on Oregon, which went 7-5 in their favor, and then continued with that on Border, which we had just seen. It went 7-3 to Voltage. It has just been a very, very interesting match between these two teams. Lumina Gaming, of course, playing with 3 subs, has forced them into sort of a, into a situation where they don't have all that many strats prepared. So they are forced to play it basically like it's ranked, because everybody obviously knows the ranked setup. So they do the basic, ranked fused with competitive setup, the sort of default setup, and then they throw a lot of sugar on top of that and just go crazy with rushes and spawn peaks and runouts and Amaru into sight with the fuser, all kinds of silly things, and it has been a lot of fun watching it. It has been a lot of fun casting it, and if you've missed the first 2 games, I strongly encourage you to go back later and watch the VOD, because it has been a lot of fun. It is Zet says, guys, let's get a banger third map. I could not agree more. The bans have come out while I was talking. It is Dokebi, Ying, Mira, and Wumai. Very interesting bans. None that I would question. Let's start from the right side over, because it's easier to explain. Right, Mira, very strong operator on this map. We can see her absolutely annihilate a team. She can make some certain sites completely unattackable. For example, like this cocktail bar site, she can make that piano room pretty much impossible to get into, and that is a pretty important bit of map control that you need as a defender. As an attacker, to be able to push into sight and get that plant down. Then we have Ying. Not only is Ying a really strong operator, and she can attack that top floor site at the very least almost by herself, but she could do that on pretty much every single site, and she's quite a nuisance to deal with. Not to mention that Lumina have been playing her a lot tonight. They brought her a lot on Oregon, so it might just be a bit of a safety measure for Voltage to ban her out and not even allow Lumina the satisfaction of bringing her. Then, of course, we have it finished off with Lumina banning out Dokebi and Wumai. They banned out Dokebi in the second round, or the second map as well, on Border. She's really strong everywhere, but it also might be a bit of a target ban against Voltage as well, because Voltage were playing her quite a lot on Oregon, and it was a bit of a tough thing to deal with for Lumina, so they just don't even want to have to think about it. And then, of course, Wumai can deny quite a lot of utility, which can make a lot of these rooms difficult to push into. The attack has already started, and it has already commenced quite a bit. A minute is already gone, and Across Baby gets the first kill onto Toxic. There goes the mute that we saw earlier playing underneath that new hatch. Maggie might be the next one to pick up a kill, but I do think that is Mr. Gunter, who is aware of her presence. But it's actually Maggie that picks up the kill. Mamak does get does get the refrag, rather. Mamak, just nearly whiffing there onto Ultra, but Across Baby has that cross angle as well. So Ultra's forced to pull back to sight. That will be Maggie making their way up the white stairs and making her way back to site. In a 4 versus 3 with about a minute left to go, this is going to be quite a challenge for both of these teams. Of course, There goes a kill for Maggie to equalize the man count, and now the advantage that Voltage had is nullified because, as I was going to say, Lumina have the map control, but Voltage have the man advantage, so that could be helping them quite a bit. Trying to open up these freezer walls as well, but getting denied at the moment, so they aren't able to do so. They finally get it opened up, and a plant is going down from Noisy. The smoke canister will miss. I don't think that they're even aware of that, which is ironic because they do have the Solus at their disposal, who should have been aware. It is still a 3v3. Maggie pushes all the way up. The Pixel does get shut down by Mac. All them to Stroof and Ultra. Ultra trying to contest onto the Pixel angle. It's Noisy with the wall bang onto Stroof, and it's all down to Ultra inside of Freezer trying to contest against 3 of these attackers. Will get shut down by Noisy, and Voltage Gaming take the first round of the final map of the night. Wow. One of the most defender-sided maps. One of the most defender-sided sites in the game, and it goes to the attackers. I think that this is really speaking to Lumina. Lumina's a great disadvantage of having to play with 3 subs. Of course, that is Toxic, Ultra, and Stroof. For those who are unaware, they are not a part of the general roster. Only Zet really is part of the core roster, and then Maggie is as well. So, yeah, they're having to play with 3 subs, which means that there's a lot less synergy there than there is with a roster that's been playing together for a long time, or who, not even necessarily a long time, but who has had time together in scrims and in practice sessions, and sometimes even just spending time together in a Discord channel playing Cards Against Humanity can bring up that chemistry quite a bit, because you get to know people, you get to know what they're like, you get to know their favorites, their not favorites, and just having that bit of closeness can be a really, really big thing, especially because Siege is a really a big team game. And the trust is a really big thing when you're trying to play in a team. So the more you know someone, the more you are going to trust them, and the easier that's going to make it for you to play together. C4 goes out on the hatch, doesn't catch anybody. And I believe that was the only C4. Or no, they had 2 C4s. I think the Stroof C4 might also be pre-placed, perhaps on the new balcony area, I would guess, although it doesn't. Oh yeah, it is. We can hear it ringing, so it's definitely pre-placed there. Oh, Toxin could just see the top of Yana's shoulders, but unfortunately that will not be a kill, and a minute has already gone here for Voltage Gaming, as they are still droning out the mid-floor. Maggie getting droned out has to push away from that position, but it's still relatively safe as no one's really coming to push onto there. For a moment, I thought that the sledge was propelled onto the reinforced wall, but that was just a bit of a perspective thing. Maggie still getting droned out quite extensively. I don't think that they're aware of the player pushing from pillar, and they're indeed not. There goes the C4 getting shot as well. So any advantage that could have given them is gone. The next in line will be Ultra, as Zet picks up a kill onto a Crossbaby. There goes Mac to pick up the refrag onto Zet. Didaka picking up another one onto Ultra. Toxic finally getting a kill onto Noisy. Player inside of stage being a nuisance to Toxic, and Toxic does go down to the Yana still playing inside of reading. That drone being muted could give Stroof the push that he needs. There goes a kill onto Didaka. Can see the other one, and there goes the kill onto Mac as well. And now with 30 seconds left to go and no diffuser in hand, it's all down to Mr. Gunter at a HP advantage and the disadvantage. And it will be Stroof to clutch it up and win that round 4 Lumina Gaming, and it is 1-1. These teams have been going back to back, or sort of back and forth, exchanging these rounds for pretty much the entire night. And I think we might see that happen again here on Cafe, the final map of the night.
Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs.
For the first time in this matchup, Voltage, Lumina are going to be going downstairs. And it does seem like they have settled down the aggressiveness that they were displaying on the previous two maps. I think, Cafe being one of their stronger maps, they are trying to, play it a little bit more
Located a bomb.
strat heavy rather than just doing anything like they were on Border and on Oregon, especially on Border. Again, if you've missed it, I encourage you to go back and watch the VODs. It was a lot of fun to watch a comp team play that way. You really don't get to see it enough. Teams tend to settle into a strat or a meta, and they don't really deviate from that. So it was quite a lot of fun to see players of this echelon and of this skill range playing it, like it wasn't for money and like it wasn't for competition. And there goes the first pick from Zet onto a cross baby. That's the Jackal gone very, very early on. That was a run out or a spawn peek of sorts from Zet, and a really, really good kill as well.
Drone active.
That will definitely slow down Voltage's push as they no longer have their roam clear operator. They spot out Zet the Jaeger, but that drone gets shot out immediately, and so does Zet as they push straight into White Stairs and pick him off. Maggie, now the sole roamer, is left all alone inside of mining. We'll be getting pushed into rather soon, I do believe, as the rest of the fence is still situated on the bottom floor and around site. Maggie does manage to pull away safely and successfully all the way back down to the bottom of Red Stairs. Force having to use an impact grenade in the process to make that safer of a retreat. And this freezer wall is unable to get opened up as those mute jammers are denying the rest of the deployment from happening. Ultra just sitting here with a shotgun in hand, waiting for anybody to push straight in. The hatch will be getting opened up, as well as the wall. Actually, not the hatch. I apologize. The wall will be getting opened up inside the freezer. As the attack stalls a little bit, they have that advantage. They have that wall open. They have those vertical angles, but they have limited information onto the defenders, and that smoke canister will be denying at least a little bit of this push. Mech does clear out Maggie, who I think was attempting to do a little bit of a flank. Ultra taking quite a lot of damage, and there goes the kill from Noisy onto Ultra, allowing them into sight. The diffuser will be getting planted here in a second. There it goes. It's all down to Toxic and Stroof, or both on the opposite ends of the site. Still, that vertical advantage is in the hands of Voltage, and Stroof is aware of that, so they will be pushing back upstairs, and it will be Mac with the final kill of the round to pick it up and clean it up for Voltage. And again, one of the most defender-sided maps is being won by the attack. Not really something that you see every day. I will be trying it again on the kitchen site. They got that early advantage, but unfortunately it was short-lived, as Zed got immediately traded out. Or not immediately, but very early on got traded out, and then it was a stalemate for a little bit, and they just couldn't close it out. So that round went to Voltage. But back downstairs they go. This time Stroof instead of bringing the Warden, will be picking onto the Vigil and probably will be roaming alongside Maggie. That means that Zet, the Goya, will be playing a little bit closer to sight and not being such an easy pick for the attackers. Across Baby switching off of the Thatcher and onto the Amaru could be something of a play. I think that it is probably just to be a little bit quicker to get up on the roof and to get in the face of those roamers. But nonetheless, it's a bold move to pick Amaru at all times. It's a bold move, and it will be Shroof will probably be the first one to be engaged onto. There goes Maggie with a kill onto Across Baby, who tried to Amaru straight into Dining Room, and it did not work out. Got punished for it immediately, and the first pick goes again to Lumina. Across Baby, the first death yet again. Shroof finds another onto Gunter. And there goes another from Shroof onto Didaka. It's a 2 versus 5 with only about 40 seconds of the map of the round gone. Noisy will find a kill onto Shroof, but there's still so much left to do. They of course do have quite a lot of time, but they only have one drone left between the two of them, which is very, very troubling for them, as they are unable to spot out a lot of these defenders, and of course having to play against a Solus will only nullify that advantage even further. How does it? I don't know. Very limited utility for these attackers. Of course, they do have the sledge still alive, at least for now, to try and maybe clear out that shield that no one's playing behind, and to try to do a little bit of vertical damage as well. That sledgehammer could be making them a little bit uncomfortable, and there goes Matt Mac with the kill onto Ultra. That is the smoke gone. That is a very, very important kill for them to get. Even though they have close to no information onto these defenders, and they have very little map control as well, because although they have all of this vertical control and all of that control on the upper floors, they have no control whatsoever of the lower side of the map and none of the site. A grenade will go out, it will miss Zet, and Zet will be going back to that position that keeps you very safe, as of course that cannot be vertically challenged. Having to rotate outside and through the bakery doorway will be Matt Mac. He will be getting challenged onto, I do believe that's Toxink. Getting challenged onto as well from inside a prep by Zet. Was allowed to push straight into prep, but it is Toxink and Zet with a piece each to finish off this round and put another round on the board for Lumina Gaming, as Voltage are now on equal playing field here in round 5. But as I mentioned earlier, it does seem like Lumina have fallen back into playing it seriously, playing it more close to the chest, playing it very, very default ways instead of trying to go for something extravagant and trying to, pull off those silly plays. I think it was also a lot of trying to just get through border, which may not be their strong site or their strong map, and just trying to get through it, as they did have the map advantage from winning Oregon. They just tried to get through it as quickly as possible and get onto Cafe, which is their strong map. And after losing the first 2 rounds, they are allowing themselves to go back to Bar Cocktail and try to win this round instead. Put themselves on at least an even split, so that when they attack, they can have an easier start. Across baby already inside of prep. That's the IQ. Very, very crucial operator. Not really somebody that you send on a roam clear, but that is the role that across baby will be taking on from the looks of it, as he is joined by Mr. Gunter as well. All the way downstairs, they're clearing out this bottom floor. There's no one there. Lumina Gaming are all situated on the topmost floor. I don't think anybody's even roaming on the mid floor. Or no, no one's even on the mid floor. So this is a very, very tight and close defense from Lumina. Just really not given any in to voltage. Of course, they tried to earlier when they were trying to defend the site, and it didn't work out. So they are not going to be chancing it here again. Of course, these keep-up barriers are keeping Zet safe, at least for now, and of course wasting a lot of utility and a lot of time before they are able to engage onto his position. And of course being supported by Aggie inside of the Pixel position. This is going to be quite difficult for Voltage to try and attack onto. All of their grenades are gone. 2 claymores deployed, and only 1 flash left to go. There goes that one as well. So all of that secondary utility has been wasted by Voltage. They finally do kill Zet, but they lose Noisy in the process. And Mac will be down inside of Piano. So far, irretrievable. Oh no, they are retrievable, but there goes the smoke canister onto Mac that will finish him off and bring advantage back to Lumina Gaming. But across baby nullifies a little bit of that advantage. Killing 2 gets traded out. Ultra will be sending another smoke babe onto that ticket window. Most of him know what's there. Whips just a little bit through the wall. And it's 2 SMG-11s to try and contest against Didaka and Mr. Gunter. Didaka now going for the plant behind the bar. They don't have information about where that plant has gone down. No breach onto the piano wall to allow Ultra to rotate outside. And of course, that door being castled off doesn't allow that either. A drone will go out. That will spot Ultra when he tries to go for the push past the smoke out freezer, but they will now know exactly where he is. 1 versus 1. Playing a bit of a ring around the rosy around this bar area. Ultra, I think, here's Didaka, and there goes the kill, and there goes the clutch. Just in time as well to win the round for Lumina Gaming and put them on even split. Put them on an even split on the half. Great job there from Ultra to get that clutch. Of course, Ultra was my co-caster yesterday, so it's really great to see him get a clutch like that. Great job, and great job from Lumina. That really was looking bit rough, but they were in the driver's seat for most of the round, and then across baby getting those 2 kills really hurt them. Ultra was able to get that clutch, but that really was looking dicey there for a little bit. But it's the final round of the half, and this really could decide what happens in the next half. Of course, if Lumina win it, they will be on quite the advantage going into their attacking half. And if Voltage win it, then it will just be an even playing field for both teams, and not much will be different. But of course, Cafe is quite a defender-sided map, so the higher amount of wins that Lumina get in their opening half on defense, the better it will be for them when they attack this map and having to deal with that. I think this is the first time that we've had... Nope, it is not. It is not the first time that we've had Valkyrie be brought on this map. But yeah, it is again another spawn peek attempt from Zet. doesn't net anything as all the attackers have spawned on the northern and southern spawns, but on the west side. And there's quite an important roam here from Lumina to hold on to, of course, having to defend the reading dining site. It is a very, very vertical site, as the entirety of reading ceiling is completely destructible. And there goes a Mujammer getting taken control over by a Kludge drone from Brava. Of course, Kludge drones cannot go underneath castle barricades, so it needed to get destroyed there by Sledgehammer. And with that freezer wall getting opened up, the grenade goes out as well. Just misses Struve, and it's Struve to pick up the kill onto Matmac. And that is all of that verticality now gone. They've wasted already 2 of those breaching charges as well, so they've only got 1 left to try and make some vertical angles happen. They also have 2 of those Selma charges, but of course that's not something that you want to use. And Toxic gets misdroned inside of the bar area, picks up a kill. I think he will be getting... Oh my... I thought he would have gotten traded out there, but he doesn't. He gets away scot-free. As Zep picks up another kill as well. And leaves Across Baby and Noisy in a 2 versus 5. They pick up a kill, finally. Oh no, that's Toxic picking up a kill into Noisy. I don't know if I thought that was Maggie getting down on top of the red stairs, but now the diffuser cold on the ground. Across Baby does pick up a kill onto Toxic and retrieves the diffuser, but of course in a 1 versus 4 with very limited information, this is going to be a very, very difficult job for Across Baby. Getting a lot of damage, taking a lot of damage through the wall, and it's Ultra with the Alda to pick up the final kill of the round and of the half. Lumina put themselves on quite the advantage here at a 4-2 split on the defensive half. Of course, this gives them a little bit of breathing room. As I always say, the amount of rounds that you are up by on the half is not the amount of rounds that you have to goof off and be silly with. It's the amount of rounds that you have to give yourself a little bit of leeway should you lose the primary site pick on the attack, because that typically should be the easiest site for the defense to win. So should you lose that on attack, you know that, okay, well, we are up 4-2, so we can lose it once, or we can lose it twice, and then we have to continue winning, or else we'll be put in a bad situation that we don't want to be in. But of course, that's not how you should be thinking. You shouldn't be thinking, oh, I can lose it now. But it's rather more of a safety net should you lose it, but you should be aiming for that. In any case, but here we go, Voltage Gaming on their first defensive round here on Cafe. And it will be a rush from Lumina. They have an Amaru, they have a Glass, they have a Gridlock with the diffuser in hand. It might not necessarily be a rush, but it will be definitely an interesting play. I think this might be a push straight into Cocktail, seeing as everybody is heading there. Nobody is spawned on the other end of the map, and nobody is even going to attempt to push there. The repels have already started onto the Cocktail side of things. They've only got the DACA to contest against so far, at least until a call comes out. Hey, this is where the push is coming from. They are rushing, they are planting. But of course, that being Frost could be trouble, especially if they do not draw that out and do not clear it out. If there is a Frost Trap on that window, this is the death of Maggie, and it will be. There goes the finisher as well. The DACA picks up 1. A lot of trades coming out. Zet is down inside of sight with the diffuser. That smoke will dissipate, and Toxic cannot do anything about it. Toxic now, the Glass. I do believe that they know that it's a Glass. 1 versus 2. At least he's got a lot of time, and he's got still 2 drones left to go to try and gain as much information as possible. That drone gets shut out. There goes a little bit of a Swiss cheese in that wall. Oh, very nearly getting the kill there onto Mac. And Mr. Gunter will be joining him as well. It will be Mac with the Deagle shot. I mean, are we playing the Golden Gun event here? I don't know. And Voltage win the first defensive round in spectacular fashion. And as I was talking about, you should not treat the amount of rounds that you're up by as the amount of rounds that you are free to goof around with, which is exactly what Lumina did. They misdroned the Frost, and they gave away the round pretty much with that, as I think it was the Amaru and the Gridlock that jumped into the window at the same time, and then weren't able to do anything because they were in a Frost trap. A few of those trades did come out, but it wasn't anywhere near enough to get the round win, and now Voltage get to go to their secondary site pick with an Echo and a Smoke and a Jaeger, and it is a very much different approach to the one that we saw from Lumina. I think Lumina were doing definitely a more of a ranked game setup rather than a competitive setup, because of course that Smoke Jaeger play inside of VIP, if we could get a look at that, because I do believe that that's what they're playing. Yeah, that shield inside of VIP and that smoke play with those ADSs, you do not, and that wall being opened up inside of Freezer as well, you do not see that in ranked. You only see that in competitive Siege. You do not see that in ranked, which is exactly why Voltage are the one bringing it and not Lumina. Lumina, of course, having to resort to the most basic setups that they could bring because they don't have any. Of course, being a sort of a dismantled team with 3 subs. But Voltage can afford to pick to bring a setup that they spent many scrims perfecting. And much like their defense being lackluster, so will their attack. As they're bringing this Osa and trying to push into Bakery, the Osa Maggie will be taking a lot of damage, and that wall will be staying closed as those Havana pellets are getting shot out from the other end. They do get a kill, or at least a down, onto Mac, and there goes the finisher, I do believe. But Set is actually picking up. Oh no, that's, yeah. Okay, I got a little bit confused about the names, but they do get the kills, get immediately traded out. There goes the Daka with another kill, and it's a 2 versus 5, or 2 versus 4. That smoke grenade will be taking out Noisy, and it's all down to Stroof now. The Diffuser will be lost inside of Bakery, can't even retrieve it because of those smoke babes getting deployed on top of it. The Daka on a sliver of HP has done so much damage against this attacking team. And it's all down to Lumina to try and keep this advantage alive for Lumina. Of course, if this doesn't end up being a clutch, Voltage will equalize the scoreline, and that actually puts them in an advantageous position as they are on the defensive side. So, dancing around this window, here's a move a little bit, gets the kill onto Noisy, just narrowly avoids dying to a crossbaby, or I think that was actually Mr. Gunter, who pulls away to the red stairs, trying to bait them out a little bit with those drones. A little bit of late game barbed wire getting deployed onto that rotate as well. And now in a 1 versus 3 with a lot of cross angles being set up and those yokais still in play. This is going to be mission impossible for Stroof. Does get 1. But now on a sliver of HP, has to go through 2 more. Crossbaby thinking about maybe pushing, but decides to play it safe and hang back instead. And it'll be 10 seconds to go. Force Truth.
5 seconds remaining.
Does get the kill onto the Daka and will have to go for the kill as the Diffuser is still lost inside a Bakery. Unfortunately, there is not enough time, and the Crossbaby clutches that on time. Another round for Voltage Gaming, and they put themselves a step away. Nope, they do not put themselves a step away from match point. But they do equalize the score line, and now that puts them in a really, really good position because if they win this round, that puts them a step away from match point, and that will definitely put some sweat in Lumina's boots as they are going to have to try hard to get this map win and match win.
Defenders, protect
Of
your
course,
bombs from being defused by
Voltage,
attackers.
should they win this map and this matchup altogether, they will skip the relegation round in the Revival League. So they will remain inside of the Champions League. They will not have to fight for their spot inside of the Champions League. They will not have to worry about getting relegated down into the Premier League. Of course, that doesn't matter for Lumina. Lumina are the top of the league, so for them,
10 seconds to go.
it doesn't matter as much, as they are safe from it anyway. And
Defenders have discovered the location
either
of
of
the
these
bomb.
teams lose, they cannot advance further than the 5th place. They will be playing against Eternity in the 5th place match. And they cannot advance any higher than 5th. But the round has already begun. And this time it doesn't look like Lumina are trying to go for any silly rush attempt or anything. As such, they're just trying to go for a standard of an attack as they can pull off against a strat heavy setup from Voltage to defend reading and dining. Of course, when Lumina played this site, they won it pretty much due to a misdroning incident from Voltage that allowed Lumina to pick up quite a few kills and didn't get punished for it. It ended up being a 1 versus 4 that Noisy wasn't able to clutch. I don't remember. Anyhow, 90 seconds of this round have already gone, and Voltage or Lumina are still trying to establish control on top floor. They're still contesting a lot of these defenders, and as those Vulcan canisters are getting popped, that is going to be another 20 seconds of time wasted for Lumina. C4 comes out as well, doesn't catch anything. There goes a cross baby with the first kill onto Toxin. Gets traded out, or gets refragged rather, as that picks up Mac. Oh, that was a vertical angle that
Swapping mags.
a cross baby utilized. Ultra gets the kill onto Didaka, and now with a minute left to go, and a lot of this top floor control being established, and another kill being gathered here by Lumina. This is looking a lot better for Lumina to try and actually win this round. Mr. Gunter still inside of reading could be the final piece of the puzzle necessary for Volta to try and hold on to this game, try to win it. Mr. Gunter now aware of exactly where Ultra is. They are aware of him just as much. And there goes the plant attempt. No C4 in hand. This will have to be a gun-to-gun fight. Gunter gets one, forces Ultra off the plant, and through the smoke. Will have to push out. Gets the planter just as the plant is down, and Ultra picks up the final kill to win this round for Lumina. Lumina put themselves back into the advantage. And as we see round 10, we can confirm that we will be seeing all 12 rounds of regulation in this matchup, or on this map.
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many bombs.
We saw it on Oregon, where it was very nearly a overtime situation.
Bomb located by attackers.
And it was 7 to 5 for Lumina. could turn out the same again, or they could just finish it off right here. Wait, is that correct? 3, 6, 4, that'll be around 11. No, we have not confirmed all 12 rounds yet, and I can't do math. So, yeah, and I've realized that. It's been a long night. It's been a long night. There's a lot has happened in this matchup. I'm not used to seeing 3 maps in this tournament. Okay, I'm here to cast. I am not here to teach math. So there you go. That's all I have to say in my defense on that. Yeah. And Lumina are okay. Maybe I'll eventually get it right. Zet, on the Nook, will be making their way up the red stairs. Of course, has to wait until the Helix. Helix? I think that's what it's called. Until the secret eyes get recharged. That grenade misses onto the hatch, and that could have maybe even potentially gotten a kill onto a cross baby, but unfortunately it was not enough right there. I'm not sure where that deployed. I'm pretty sure it missed. But anyway, there goes the kill. Maggie onto Noisy, who tried to do a bit of a run out, does die to the Claymore. Where? On white? Oh. That was... I wonder how that Claymore was placed in a way that Noisy didn't see that Claymore, because I don't think you could really place a stealth Claymore there. And with about 70 seconds left in this round, Lumina picks... Bro, Zet picks up another kill onto Mac. There goes the trade from a cross baby. A cross baby picking up 2 with that SAS shotgun. That's the fuser, not cold as well. They finally get that hatch opened up, but if anything, that allows cross baby a safe retreat. And the attack once again has stalled out. There goes Mr. Gunter picking up Zet. Proof gets downed as well on that red hatch, and it's all down to Maggie on the skylight. Unless they pull off a miracle clutch here, this is looking like another voltage round, but of course not all hope is lost yet. There's still 30 seconds left to go. They pick up 1. Only 2 left to go. They get another, and there goes a 3K. There goes a C4 to finish it off for a cross baby and for Voltage Gaming. And now it is confirmed that we will see all 12 rounds. So there you go, Happy. I was just telling the future. And that's all that there is to that. Anyway, yes, Voltage pick up another round, and it has just really been back and forth between these two teams all night long. Or, well, there was a bit of a stalemate there on border. It wasn't so much back and forth, but they've gone back to the back and forth. How many times can I say back in one sentence or in one fell swoop? Oh, Itaka tried to make him rotate. In fact, himself and or that might have been a misclick. Actually, I think he might have tried to throw out a drone and then. No, it wasn't a try to make that rotate. I forgot that was a rotate that they made. Yeah, tried to make a rotate into the whiskey wall and infected himself instead. Brought himself all the way down to half HP. The amount of times that I've done that, man. Every single time I play Maestro, I swear, every single time I play Maestro, I go right up on the wall. I'm about to place my camera down, and then I just impact the shit out of myself. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to swear. I hope not. I hope that that's not gonna affect my position as a caster here. Okay, it's alright. It says happy, thank God. And a cross baby with a spawn peak gets Zet. And oh no, the pain. The pain of getting spawn peak. The pain of their jackal once again dead. But they do get a refrag. Maggie picks up Noisy. That's the smoke on another very, very vital player or operator on the side of Voltage going down very early on. I mean, we've only got through about 40 seconds of the round. What are you guys doing getting kills so early? I can't even keep up. I was talking about something else entirely. I don't even remember what I was talking about. But anyway, that roam clear will be stalled a little bit as they don't have the Jackal anymore to try and help with that. Maggie trying to contest this very one-sided angle against Mac inside of reception. But of course, clearing out that smoke, a very vital player, clearing up that entire side of the map as well. Cross Baby is still playing inside of Whiskey Bar, but that could be a problem as the vertical destruction has already begun and they have not droned out Mr. Gunter. Mr. Mac does pick up that kill onto Maggie, and it's now a 2 versus 4. Struth in a position to have been able to kill Mr. Gunter just a little bit ago before they lost Toxic, but of course Mr. Gunter is retrieved and pulled away. So that angle will no longer be good as now he's sitting inside of reading and forcing them to waste even more time to try and clear him out. A minute only left to go for Lumina to try and bring this back and to be the first team to put themselves on match point here on Cafe, the final map of the night. There goes Struth with the kill onto Mr. Gunter. 40 seconds left to go. This is doable in the 2 versus 3, but it's going to be very, very tough, and that time is dwindling away. There goes a grenade, misses onto onto Mac. There goes a kill to Mac. However, Ultra picks up one, gets pushed from inside of VIP, an unsuspecting angle from a Cross Baby to leave Struth all to their own. Diffuser cold on the ground against 2 attackers. We've seen Struth in this position before. They got close before. Can they actually finish it off here? With 3 seconds left to go, I'd say it's unlikely, and it is. Voltage Gaming pick up another round, put themselves on the match point, and this could be the final round of the night here on Cafe as we see round 12. No matter what happens here, whether Lumina survive another round and take it all the way to overtime, or if Voltage finish it all here, I think that Lumina have a lot to be proud of. They've really played their hearts out here. I know that I was reminiscing about their, silliness on the first 2 maps, but considering that they were playing, I will repeat it again just in case somebody's unaware or maybe is joined late. Lumina are playing with 3 subs. They're playing with Toxic, Ultra, and Struth, who are unlikely pickups for them. They're not a part of their regular roster. Only Maggie and Zet are. So they're lacking on strats. They're lacking on team synergy, which is crucial in Siege. And they are playing quite a difficult game here against Voltage, who may be, a lower place team in the league, but they are a team. They are a roster that has been together for a while. They know each other well. They have strats together, and they know how to pull them off. So Lumina putting up this good of a fight against them and not letting this be just a 7-0 sweep on the first 2 rounds is incredible, and it is commendable for sure. I mean, the fact that they've run it all the way down to map 3 and are a step away from bringing it to match point, from bringing it to overtime, is astounding, and it is really something for them to be proud of. So if you're a Lumina fan right now thinking, oh, it's all over, it might be, but they've really put out the fight of their lives. And yeah, there's a lot to be proud of, and not all that much to really be disappointed about. And there goes the first kill. Mr. Gunter picking out Stroop. I don't even. Oh wait, no, that was on the other end of the map. Never mind. I was like, how is that not a kill there for Maggie? But that was not the gunfight that we saw. That was elsewhere that Mr. Gunter picked up a kill, and I'm not even sure where. No, I was at a spawn peak. Well, in any case, it was a kill for Voltage, and that C4 will do a lot of damage this time. Last time it didn't do any. And with about 75 seconds left to go, Lumina are on a tightrope right now. Mac will fall off that position inside of Cocktail as it is no longer needed to be held. This vertical damage will also start to commence from both the Buck and the Sledge, and the vertical angle from Ultra will pick up a kill. There goes Noisy with the C4, and there goes Across Baby with the flank to take care of Toxic. 2 versus 4 Diffuser all the way upstairs inside of Freezer. Zet does pick it up. Maggie now inside of sight could maybe achieve something, but with 35 seconds left to go, this is going to be quite the challenge. They have active pings on the smoke. There goes a kill for Maggie on to Dodaka. Picks up another through the fireplace, and now the tides have turned. This is very much looking like it could be a Lumina round. Having to go for the plant. A lot of those vertical angles. Lacrosse Baby gets killed through those vertical angles. It's all down to Noisy as that plant will be going down. Set on no HP at all. It's Maggie to finish off the final kill of the round and of the half as we finally see overtime, people. This is the first time that we are seeing overtime in this tournament, and I'm very, very excited. I said this last time that we played this map. My favorite thing in Siege as a caster, as a viewer, as not as a player, I really don't like it as a player, but as a caster and as a viewer, I love it when games run long. I love it when it's a back and forth just like this, where it's round, 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 round. I love it so much, and I love it when it goes all the way down to overtime. I love it when it's round 15, when it's, you know, something like that high-tension plant, post-plant, pistol whips because they've run out of ammo in their primaries, 1v1, that, like, just complete chaos where you're on the edge of your seat, you're screaming, you don't know what's going to happen next, and then it ends. That is the perfect finish to me for any type of matchup, and I'm happy that we are very close to potentially seeing that. Lumina Gaming are finally back on defense after 6 rounds of not being on defense. And this looks like if Maggie is just going to run out on this drone.
5 seconds to insertion.
That's a lot of utility to put onto a drone. But, you know, information is king in Siege a lot of the times, and I can't say that I necessarily blame them for doing that. Wow. I'm just looking at the kill spread on both of these teams, and I think this is one of the highest kill spreads that we've seen. Definitely the highest kill spread that we've seen so far in the tournament, but even in the league, I think this is, I mean, everyone is well rounded up. Maggie and Across Baby on 13 and 14 respectively, and then we've got Stroof also reaching those double digits. Everyone else very, very close to those double digits. And I mean, the lowest kill count for anybody in this lobby is 6, which is sometimes the highest kill count. Across Baby with the first kill onto Ultra. There goes the smoke. A very important operator gone. Across Baby pushing into this zombie, but it will be Zet to get the kill. Toxic taking a lot of damage, I think, from Skylight. Maggie picking up the kill onto Mr. Gunter, and now it's a 4 versus 3 for the defense. There goes Mac to pick up the kill onto Zet. Zet maybe getting a little bit overzealous to try and swing out onto that angle. Of course, the Azami is in one of the most advantageous position, playing inside of Piano with all of those Kiba barriers. So that was definitely a little bit overzealous from Zet to try and get that swing.
Changing max.
And the attack will stall now a little bit as we get closer to that 1 minute mark. They're trying to drone out and get as much information as possible. They still have the Thatcher, they still have the Ace, but they have none of those Selma charges remaining to try and breach the freezer wall, perhaps. Oh! That was really interesting. The EMP came out to disable, but it only disabled one ADS, so that grenade still got swallowed by it. Toxic and Maggie both pick up a piece, and it's all done to Mr. Mac. In 40 seconds left to go, in a 1 versus 3 on half HP. No diffuser in hand, it's lost in no man's land. Can I stop rhyming? Oh my god. Reaches this wall into bathroom to try and gain a little bit more room to find these kills. Finds one, can't quite find the other, and Lumina Gaming put themselves on overtime match point on Cafe. The team against all odds, the team that tomorrow or whenever they play next could not even be the same roster that we see here. Because they, again, are playing with three subs. Zet begging for a reading defense. Of course, that is the only attacking rounds that Lumina have won was against that reading defense. Which just goes to show why it is a tertiary site and not anywhere higher than that. But man, what a round and what a match this has been. I truly could not be happier. Maggie finally overtaking your cross baby on that kill count, now 16 and 15. You know, at the end of every game, as a caster, I'm asked who I nominate as MVP, and it is the most dreaded question I could possibly get asked, because in my opinion, everyone is MVP if you manage to pull off the win. You know, Siege is a team game. There's no one player that, you know, brought the win. You know, there's so many things going on at the same time. Like, there's no points, right? Like, here you can see the kills and the deaths and the assists, but there's nothing telling you how many pings somebody put out onto an enemy, how many drones somebody deployed, how many gadgets somebody deployed. None of that is listed here, so it's really tough to actually decide an MVP. But I think the real big contenders here would definitely have to be Cross Baby, Maggie, and Zet, who have really put out the games of their lives on these past few these maps so far that we've had tonight. And I think that is exactly the answer that I will give to Hafi. I will not elaborate any further than that. He can make the choice between those three, because I don't think that I can. But with a minute already gone and that wall slowly getting opened up, Lumina could really be looking at a chance to finish it all off here and try to clear out as many of these Kiba barriers as they can. Mac still has one in pocket. That one gets cleared out as well. Mac turns around and gets that kill onto Maggie. A really unfortunate 180 to pick up that kill. They have active drones onto Cross Baby and know exactly where his position is, so they could clear him out from maybe even below with the grenade, but unfortunately the Iana is on top of the roof, and that grenade will not be doing a lick of damage onto Cross Baby. That time slowly dwindling down, and if 4 versus 5, they drop the hatch, they get the kill onto a Cross Baby. That was the front lines now gone. They have control over Piano. This could be the push that they need, but there's still a player inside of bathroom that could be causing trouble. Finally, they drone them out. Does not push away, stays there. They know about the frost. They know they have to be careful. That's going to waste even more of their time, as they're going to have to be looking down. They're going to have to be searching for them. Noisy pushes into freezer, gets one. Maybe gets 2. Gets downed, however. Will be getting picked up by Mr. Gunter. And now in a 3 versus 4, it is all to play for. Ultra gets a kill onto Mac. Gunter to trade it out onto Ultra, Toxic, and Stroof. The 2 clutch captains for this team. Stroof gets 1. Gets traded out immediately. Didaka
Attacker's bomb diffuser has
picks
been
him up,
planted.
and Mr. Gunter with the final kill of the round. Ladies and gentlemen, we are seeing round 15. It is going all the way down to round 15. Lumina Gaming are back on defense, and this could be over here. Well, this will be over here, but I don't know who is going to take the win. Lumina are going all the way down into kitchen. Good luck, have fun, says Happy. I second that. Good luck, have fun, everybody. I'm
Attackers need to locate and defuse.
so happy that this is the game that I get to cast. I'm first and foremost, I'm happy that I get to cast any games. This is very enjoyable for me. I love doing this. So getting the opportunity to do this in Revival is always something that I'm happy about. But this is truly what a game this has been. What a matchup this has been between these two teams. First, it was ranked games with a twist on the first two maps, and then an absolute banger of a map here on Cafe. If there is somebody who has just joined us now, as the action phase of round 15 begins, well, strap in, because it will be a banger, I am sure of it. Lumina defending the kitchen site. They've brought the Capcan. That could be all to play for. Stroof bringing the Vigil, but not roaming. Very, very high kill counts for all of these players right now. The attack commencing all the way from top floor. They're going to be wasting a lot of time trying to drone out any potential roamers. Unbeknownst to them, there are none, at least none yet.
Let's boot it out of AR.
That Yanaclone does get shot at. I'm not sure where from. Oh no, Stroof is up there. I did not spot him earlier. So Stroof, the sole roamer, doing a lot of damage. There goes Mr. Gunter. There goes the sledge. No, that's not the sledge. That's the Iana. Okay, well, there goes the Iana, which is also a very crucial operator, and those 2 nades are now also gone. Noisy taking a lot of damage as well. I'm not sure where from. That might have been from those brown stairs that we see Zet holding onto. And with about 90 seconds to go, well, 100, but we'll just call it 90 because it's more flashy. They're spotting out this Vigil. They know exactly where he is with those Jackal scans. They know that he's pulled away, and they know about those Capcan traps. But of course, those Capcan traps do the most damage late round when you're rushing and you'd have, you know, only 10 seconds left to go, and you're going and you rush straight through them. That is when they do the most damage. And that is when they tend to pick up the kills, as you didn't have time to clear them out. This vertical damage is being commenced here by both the Buck and the Sledge. An unlikely flank could be the play here, but Lumina are deciding to go for a bit more close to the chest hold. Ultra taking a little bit of damage from those vertical angles is still in place there behind that prep shield, and 50 seconds left to go. They're doing a bit of a shallow roam. It's not quite turtling, it's not quite roaming. Is that pushing out all the way into Whiskey Bar? A crucial position for them to be holding right now. Vertical angles give way to Maggie's death. And now in a 4v4 stalemate, that hatch open, a potential for a plant inside of kitchen service could happen. There goes the hatch drop. There goes the kill. There goes the second.
Seconds to go.
There goes the third. And it's all down to Mac. No diffuser in hand. Across baby says GG. And there it is. Lumina Gaming win it. Round 15. Map 3. Unbelievable games so far that we've seen. Unbelievable games. Day 6 is where it's at, people. What a Saturday night it has been. Oh my goodness. If anybody has missed these 3 games, oh my god, look at those kill counts. Holy hell, wow. If anybody has missed these 3 maps that we've had, but especially those first 2, I encourage you strongly to go back and watch the VODs. It has been the funnest night that we've had so far this week. It went all the way. It got close to overtime on Oregon. It was an absolute circus on border, and I am incredibly honored to have been a part of this and to have brought you the commentary for this very, very entertaining match. But that will be all for us tonight. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Thank you, Happy, for observing for us. Thank you, Lumina and Voltage, for giving us an absolute banger of a game in these lower bracket quarterfinals. Lumina are advancing further on into the tournament. Voltage will be going up against Eternity in the 5th place match. I have been Retro. We will see you all again tomorrow at the same time. Thank you and good night.
Someone just like you, just like you. Wish you could find that someone, find that someone, find that someone. Someone just like you, just like you. Wish you could find that someone, find that